Oh, what is that? Yo, this is not the thing I signed up for. Why is his G-spot in his throat? Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I didn't realize we could rearrange alien monster guts like that. Drop a like to show your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course Patreon. That's where we keep the full live reactions and exclusives. So, as a Liara Tassoni connoisseur in Mass Effect, I always romance the aliens. But I swear to God, if she needed you to go inside her stomach and then feel up to the G spot, I would not have been romancing her in Mass Effect. They could have bent each other over, and I would have been like, okay, you know. The weird thing would be that it's technically a monster, but the actual concept would have been perfectly fine. But once you see it, like there's a slit, and it's like, hey, do you want to feel inside? Absolutely not. No. And then he explains how it feels like raw chicken, and then they show a freaking pit, and I'm like, yeah, he needs to quit this drug ASAP. So here's the thing. The idea after last week's episode, there was this woman at the supermarket. She kind of looked over her shoulder when Yoshiki and Hikaru walked by. So I was like, oh, she must know something. And this episode kind of confirms she does. So she used to feel an evil presence in the mountain. That presence is no longer there. She knows it's attached to this kid, and she's saying, quit it before it's too late, because you'll become a mixed. So I assume, you know, the idea of that scene when we were doing the Finger Blaster 10,000, it almost felt like he was about to consume him for good. Like, suck him in and they would have been one. It kind of takes like that kind of, I wish I could live under your skin quite literally. And at some point that's gonna happen if he keeps this up. By the end of the episode, he was thinking about all the negative feelings. It felt like he was close to giving up on this imposter. And then he thought of the one thing that was kind of nice about their day, and seemingly he's holding on. So it's kind of like the idea that we're watching someone addicted to a drug, and that drug has took on the face of arguably the closest person in his life. We don't really know a lot about their dynamic prior to the death of the real one. I mean, there's been a lot of innuendos, a lot of subject matter implying at least one side had feelings for the other. It's hard to say objectively if both sides did, just because, you know, we haven't seen quite enough, but it definitely feels like from OG Hikaru's side, such as in the flashback, if you get married, I'll ruin it, and then from what we're seeing here. So the idea that it's this addiction of, I know my real one's dead, but I have the next best thing. My life is so tragic, my parents are always fighting, my sister doesn't come out of the room. Everything in his life is just this, like, it's this rapid heartbeat that is causing him anxiety, and despite the horror abomination in front of him, it physically, for the most part, looks like Hikaru. And he can't give up on that drug. And that drug is either going to kill him, kill others around him, or turn him into something. There was a moment after they left the forest when the one girl, the classmate, she's like, did I hear something? She's just a little suspicious. And I swear to God, if Yoshiki didn't, like, interrupt there, she might have died there. So in the forest, there's this weird monster, giant ass neck. He looks at it and seemingly it's attached to her. So what ends up happening is Yoshiki is about to get jumped by this thing, and Hikaru eats it. And basically he says something along the lines of, don't look at anything other than me. Super possessive, but also kind of feels more than just monsters. Like, hey, I'm the only monster who can hunt and possess you, or go after you, but it feels more than just monsters. I think it's like if he shows interest in anything else, it very well could be a hit. I saw a lot of people speculate the reason the old woman got last week was due to the rituals and stuff, and given that certain adults are now hiding away, that does seem to be a likely possibility, but I definitely think it's going to go much further than just that. There might be a sense of revenge for imposter Hikaru, but I think for the most part it will be related to keeping this fake dynamic going. Either way, this show's up. There's no other way to put it. The idea of, because here's the thing, as much as anyone would like to say, Whether it's your best friend, whether it's your lover, whether it's your mother, your father, whatever. It's very easy to say, watching a show like this, seeing the horrors we see, we would never do that. But if put in a situation exactly like this, it's hard to say what anyone would do until put into that situation. And given how emotionally distraught Yoshiki as a character started out as, losing the one thing that was probably stability in his life, I don't blame him for being addicted to a imposter. I just hope he bleached his arm. He literally says something like, "Don't wipe your hand." No, bitch, I'm gonna cut that shit off. You know how in the latest Lord of Mysteries episode, that one dude ripped his arm off? That's what I'm doing. See, here's the thing with episode 1. The first half was good. The second half was great. Episode 2 just straight up amazing top to bottom. The best part too about the horror is I figured when we would get the most spooky things, it would be dark environments. We walked through that forest, which is the dumbest thing you could have possibly done. Someone just got murdered. Why are you going down? Like, even if they're under the suspicion that, you know, she choked herself, which is what they're saying. You walk down the bright lit path, not the goddamn forest, you imbeciles. Anyway, I digress. That scene was a pretty bright scene. Yes, it's sunset, so it's a little more ominous, but it's a brighter scene, and they're able to get across horror perfectly. Which means we aren't limited to spooks just in the dark scenes, which makes the spooks harder to predict, because had this been a scene where we walk through the forest at night, we know there's going to be something spooky. Them walking through the forest in a more dim scene makes it so it's not guaranteed a creepy beast was going to jump us. This is actually a really hard to predict series, and personally, I mean, it's hard to get horror right in anime just because of the way a lot of cliches are used. But this messed up love story of an abomination alien thing that wants its G-spot tickled. Yeah, man, this is probably my second favorite show of the season. I'm loving it. I don't know if he can quit it. And I think if he ever can, some family members ain't making it by the time he commits to getting the hell out of there. I know it was just raw chicken, and I cook, right? I'm not a vegetarian. But maybe if I didn't have the imagery of him going inside him, and that was some Shaft shit, man. Like in a Madoka Magica Monogatari, they'd show that. Creepy as hell. You let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think? Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, ring that bell, and Patreon is where I keep those full live reactions and other exclusives. Like, hey, I give a video shout out to all of my patrons. So today we got Mario Jacob, Table, Brian Gonzalez, Cody Tiffany, Tiara's Grace, Torvac, Andrew Lau, Soken the Lurker, and we also have Arwen PG. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.